traded in our bathing suits for some more appropriate walking attire, because today we are going to view the Acropolis.
Morning breakfast is looking a little bit different. We didn't want pastries again. I feel like we've been eating a lot. So instead I got a mocha protein shake. It has coffee in it as well. And Taylor got himself a smoothie bowl. It has acai, bananas, almonds, granola, strawberry. So we're gonna eat these on the way to the Acropolis. Something I'm excited about today is that Taylor introduced me to Rick Steves audio guides, which I've seen his books, but I didn't realize that you could download his podcast for free. So we found a few for Athens in general and one specifically for the Acropolis, so hopefully that helps us learn a little bit while we're up there. We have Rick Steves in our ear. Hopefully we learned something. Getting in was super easy. We bought our tickets online, walked right in.
So we just learned that this amphitheater was built in 161 AD, seats about 5,000 people, and used to have wooden shingles as a roof.
Fun fact we just learned about the Parthenon is that each of the columns are actually tilting a little bit, so if they were to be extended, they would actually hit each other, and this was for an optical illusion to make it look a little bit bigger. And also the columns on the very corners are actually thicker than all of the other ones.
Recent estimates have projected the cost of building the Parthenon in today's dollars of $1 billion. So it's quite expensive. And the restoration projects that are ongoing are a combination of Greece efforts and the EU. So everyone's working together to try to get this thing back in shape.
Most of the restorations are just due to structural issues. It's been forever since these have been built, so that makes sense. And every few years they focus on a different section. So right now I think they are working on the north side of the Parthenon.
Although the Parthenon is the most famous currently, the building right over there, the Erechtheion, was the most important building to the ancient Greeks. This is where the parades used to end.
This spot is where Poseidon and Athena fought for naming rights of the city, which I guess Athena won.
story goes that Poseidon slammed his trident on the ground and cracked open the earth, and then Athena slammed her spear on the ground right here where this olive tree is planted. So there has been an olive tree on this spot for 3,000 years. Now, obviously not that same olive tree. That one was planted at the beginning of the 20th century, but there's been an olive tree there ever since the battle.
As we are walking from monument to monument, there are all of these little leftover pieces of marble and stone all over the place that they've just kind of left here. You can see some columns. It's pretty cool. We are done with our tour of the Acropolis. I would highly recommend downloading the Rick Steves audio guide. It was free, and he literally told you, go to the east side of the Parthenon. Now look at this. Like, it was very interactive, very helpful, and we feel like we learned a lot. Now we are just gonna explore the rest of the city for the day. Some things are the first original Olympic Stadium, the National Garden, and Plaka, which is the Old Town.
Kostas place is where we're having lunch. We got 2 Souvlakis. Don't know what they are. We got 1 pork and 1 beef. Super cheap. They're each like $2.50.
I decided to go with the pork souvlaki. Taylor went with beef. It has this amazing, it reminds me of garlic bread, tomato, pork, yogurt sauce, parsley, onions. Something that I'm kind of excited for. Usually I don't really care about history and museums and architecture and stuff, but we are headed to the first Olympic Stadium.
For €5 each, we are going to tour the first Olympic Stadium and get an audio guide. Prices here are really cheap. Much better than I expected. About how the stadium was built is that this wall extends. This is where the track is on the other side of the wall, but we're walking, I think, what do you say, it's a foot? Maybe a little bit more than a foot. And this was so that if there was any rainwater, it wouldn't go onto the track and you wouldn't obstruct the view of the first row of people. Pretty good, like, I can barely look over, but pretty good idea. Wow, you guys, after the stadium and my 400-meter dash, we were both exhausted, completely wiped out. So we came back to the Airbnb for a couple of hours, just took a 2-hour nap, cleaned up, and now we're gonna go grab some pizza.